Whoa, that's red. Hey, calm down, white balance. There we go. Now I look like a human again. Hey there, internet. 2016 is almost over. We've only got one day left. What are we gonna do? Probably celebrate, because apparently the internet hates 2016, and not just because of Harambe. And that's the last pop culture reference I'm gonna make, because I do not want the comment sections to turn into a total... Those are the sounds that I like to imagine come out of the comment sections on internet websites because it's scary. Have you ever looked down there? It's bad. Real bad. So as has become kind of a tradition here on Life Unedited Studios Small Bar 2012, whatever it's called. What am I doing? As has become kind of a tradition here on Life Unedited, for a new year, we're going to look back at a year in review to see what substantial, significant, and or just cool things that I like to think about happened in my life. These are in no particular order. They're just going to be whatever order they popped into my head, and I typed them in a notepad on my computer. So the first thing of note is, of course, I grew a beard. That's definitely not important, but just look what I looked like in my first video last year. This year, I guess technically it's still this year because it's still 2016, but I'm practically baby-faced with that stubble, and then I shaved it all off for the next video, and then I just decided to turn into a lumberjack. And by that I mean I grew this thing as a social experiment, and I'm still experimenting. Of course, without a doubt, the most important thing in my life that I did this year is I got engaged to my fiance. I made a whole video about that too. You've probably seen it, and if not, you can go back and watch it. Click the little eye thing up there. And we have slowly but surely been planning our wedding, and I cannot wait until next September because that seems so incredibly far away. And of course, the same weekend that I got engaged, I also graduated from college and broke my hand. Wow, you can barely see it today. It changes color sometimes, which I think is kind of funny, but also super duper cool. It's like one of those little Hot Wheels cars that you could put in water and it would go from being orange to purple. How do they do that? Of course, following on the heels of graduating, I went off, joined the adult workforce, got a full-time job, which is kind of driving me crazy sometimes because I'm like a one-man department who also works partially in another department, but it's going okay, and I actually feel much more at peace about it now than I did like a week ago when I legitimately had kind of sort of a mini panic attack, but it's fine. As part of that job, I had the opportunity to do something I've never done before, which is direct the live production of a massive choir and orchestra and drama and live animals production that tells the Christmas story, and it was the final year of 30 years at my church. It's called Living Christmas Trees, and it was amazing and heartbreaking and terrifying and really fun all at the same time. I've just gotten way more opportunities to do things this year than I ever thought I would do coming home from college and moving back in with my parents. Because normally people are like, you gotta go away and experience new things to have new experiences, which is very, very tautological now that I say that out loud, but I had plenty of new experiences right here, and I'm very thankful for that. One of those is the fact that my sister got married, and as part of that, I got to be a videographer for it. For a Christmas present for her, I finally got around to actually making her wedding video. Unfortunately, for copyright purposes, I can't actually post it here for you to see, but if you know me, ask me in person, and maybe you can get a little glimpsy-do. And of course, speaking of videos, there's all of the growth that I've had on YouTube in the past year. At the end of every year, I look back and absolutely amazed from where I started to where I've gotten, and this year even more so. You see, for the past 3 years, ever since I really started putting out content regularly on YouTube, my subscriber base has essentially doubled every single year. I went from 10 subscribers the first year to about 20 to 40 to 80. Well, now I have 225. The fact that I almost tripled this year is so exciting, and I realize that that is still glacially slow growth as far as the internet goes, but I get all kinds of encouraging comments that are like, man, you really describe more subservers. Yep, I really describe them. I get all kinds of encouraging comments that are like, man, you really deserve more subscribers. And then I say, okay, that's great. Why don't you subscribe and then share me with your friends? And I don't know if that actually happens, but I think that there's still potential to keep on going. So I'm going to keep on going because I love doing this. I'll probably be like 80 and still doing this sort of thing, although a lot less hand motion because the arthritis. I also got a chance to do something that I've always wanted to do with my YouTube channel, which is test out doing a daily video. Over spring break, I did a week of a video every single weekday, and it was incredibly difficult, and I realized that I probably couldn't do that and also work a full-time job. In fact, I know I couldn't. I would lose my mind. And for Friday's video during that spring break week, I did a little song on my ukulele that was tons of fun, but then I was even able to take part of that music and create new opening and closing ditties for my Life Unedited videos, and then that inspired me to finally get around to rebranding all of my videos, which I'm super happy with because it's finally cohesive and you can tell when something is a Small Bar 2012 video. That branding carried over to the channel, even though I still haven't done a trailer. I promise one of these days, this year, I will finally make one of those. I just feel like I've grown in my design and in my motion graphics capability and in my editing and in my acting, for lack of a better term, this whole that comes out of my face at you every week. I'm just amazed that for how terrible most people thought 2016 was, I've had a pretty great year. One of the best I've ever had. And I'm so thankful to all of you who were a part of it and who helped make it happen. And I'm thankful for all of you specifically who are watching this right now for watching this. You are too kind. Until next week, subscribe if you haven't, share if you want to. Deuces.